Hey guys, it's Clayton53. Damn, back here again with another video. Sorry I've waited so long. I had some stuff I needed to do, and my phone was not really taken away. It needed to be updated, so yeah. Um, this gonna be Clayton53. Yeah, this gonna be Deku. What if Deku was in Azur Part 5? This is a long ass series. If you don't remember who his wives are, I will tell you. Prince Eugen, Kaga, Akagi, Bismarck, Enterprise, Belfast, Nagato, and Queen Elizabeth, if I remember that correctly. Yes, I do. Now, back to what they were doing. Kaga, well, yeah, was the vice president, is all the presidency, with Deku being president, then vice president being Enterprise and Bismarck, and going down the chain. Then we have the U.S. No, the USJ. It's the what's it called? The UA Sports Festival. That's how you say it. UA Sports Festival. Not USJ. It's UA Sports Festival. UA Sports Festival. Sorry, I suck at saying stuff. Um. Well, uh, they go onto the bus, and they're all on the bus heading to the um. Would it be? Yeah, it's at like a different place, so at arena. So yeah, UA Sports Festival. As they'd get there and they'd go out onto the field, as I guess yeah, Bakugo would still have the speech because he technically Izuku didn't have the entrance exam. So yeah, or did he? I fucking forgot. No, he got first. Yeah, he would have gotten first. So yeah. I'm just gonna say he did. If I didn't, then Bakugo did the speech and then we'll start off to where that is. But if not, then I'll make Izuku do the speech and stuff like that. So Izuku does the speech. She says, "We all are not created equally in our own rights, but through hard work and our own blood, sweat, and tears, we can all be our own person in life. So make sure to go beyond plus ultra." As everyone starts cheering, clapping, and stuff like that, as he would walk down and the first event would begin. For some reason, I feel like I already did the UA. No, I was in a different one. I do have another what if coming up, but yeah, let's get back into what I was talking about. Deku and his other girls would start running, and of course Todoroki would freeze. They would all stop, and he'd start running. As they would all break free and start running as well. As Izuku knows what he can do to help out him and his girls, because he knows everyone can ride on planes, but the battleships and the cruisers don't have planes with them. As what he does, he says AC form, as all his aircraft carriers should come to him. Being, if you don't remember him, it's that super Japanese carrier Midway. Um, what I forgot what it was called. It's the British aircraft carrier. It's not the Illinois in Azerland, but it's a different one. Uh, and what was the German one called? It was called the Alvastein. I forgot what it was called. It's on World of Warships, but the super Japanese one isn't. It's in history, so look it up if you want to. I'm just gonna say American and like all that carrier. So yeah, as he sends out multiple fighters as they come down to pick up the cruisers and battleships, as he tells the Enterprise Kaga and Akagi to use their aircraft carriers to follow them, as he jumps onto one of his fighters, and they all go. As they all reach the tunnel, they all jump off, and their planes disappear. As they run in, Izuku getting first. I'm gonna say, Bismarck getting second. Kaga getting third, and Nagato, no, Enterprise getting fourth. Yeah, and then there's like in the first top eight. So yeah. So yeah, then it's Todoroki on like somewhere in like ninth place or like 10th place. So yeah. As the cover battle comes up, as they all want to be with Izuku, but they don't know how to do this. As Izuku would say, if him and his wives could all be on one team, as I want to say, Midnight would say, Principal Nezu would have to give you the green flag on that one, as he would radio and Nezu, as he would give a stamp of approval, as he would say, okay, we can all be on a team together, as they'll go and be on a team with him, as the first and second place would have to give up their headbands to Todoroki and Bakugo, of course, and then the cover battle starts. Izuku asks before it starts, and Izuku asks, do they want to do this the easy or the hard way? The girls say which one's the better way, saying, well, the easy way, we just fly up in the air and they can't touch us. Or the hard way being, we stay down here and fight them. As as I want to say, because, yeah, they would say, I'll say half would say yes and half would say no, like air and stuff. And I don't know why I'm tired. I'm always tired during a video when I'm recording. I don't know why. Um, I want to say it was up to Naga, I guess Bismarck. No, yeah, I'm gonna say it's up to Bismarck, and she chose to stay and fight. As they would all stay down and fight. As what Izuku did next, and yes, he can do this. Sorry, I'm adding like more and more stuff to him. Like, oh, he's broken, overpowered. The sirens are going to attack, and they are strong as hell. But they're also going to get stronger as well. Like, it's an even. Yeah. So what was I gonna say again? Oh yeah. Deku would go into his all form. He says, all ships form up. Yeah, I guess. Or all ship form. I don't care. As all of his ships would come to him, and he would look like a fortress, and he would say, I want to say 20 times bigger. He says 20 times bigger. As he would grow in size with his decks and guns. I want to say he grew up 20 times bigger. Yeah. So I guess he would be, no, not as big as Mount Lady, but I guess, yeah. Why not? He would be as big as, from the bottom to the top of the Gustav. What's it called? The Grossa Kurfürst. And I'm not talking like bow to stern. I'm talking like height, not width or length. Height. So yeah, he would grow up to that size, and all the girls would get on his decks. Yeah, I get it. Funny joke. As he would start sending out squadrons, and from the German one, and it's from the German one, yes. The German aircraft, the bombers and torpedo bombers look like bombers, like actual big bombers. So yeah, as everyone would see this mayhem for every student, as there's just gunfire, bombs, torpedoes, rockets, all flying at them as they're trying to dodge, as Todoroki has had enough of this and creates a massive ice shield above them all, as they're still getting bombarded by Izuku and his girls. And of course, they're all laying out gunfire, as Midnight has to call times and saying Izuku wins. Because there's no way you can like fight off against that. Then it's what is it, the 1v1 battles. Izuku wins against Todoroki. I guess this is where it comes to the hard part. Doing it with the girls. The girls would have to fight. So they would go ahead and, of course, fight him. Oh yeah, new subscribers, yay. They would fight each other. Who would be like the last one standing? Who would be the last one to fight Deku? I want to say that the one that's closest to him, Bismarck. The reason I say closest to him is because, number one, I'm married to Bismarck in the game Azur Lane, and so yeah, as of course he would say Iron Blood form, as he would have the Iron Blood carrier and the Iron Blood battleship on him. As Bismarck say, "You're really gonna use two against me?" As Vega says, "Fine." It says Grossokerfus form, as the aircraft carrier would go away back to port, and with the rest of them, as Grossokerf, he would be in his German battleship form against Bismarck, as they would both fight, laying down just gunfire at each other, and be undecided because their guns are freaking damn. They're huge. I know, I don't want to throw that away. Is it still recording? Thank God. So yeah, they'd be both landing at each other, and it'd be a draw between them because even though you think, oh well, Grossa Kurfürst is like an even match. Well, Bismarck's really good, and she still has more experience on him, but he has quicker and more powerful. So yeah, it evens it out. So draw, as they would split first place. Then it's, if I remember correctly, interviews. Yeah, interviews and like stay in arc, and then forced, and yeah, all that. Sorry if I'm like yawning so much. I'm just in bed, just recording this, so that's why I feel so tired. Even though it's like 1:23, 1:32. So he would not go to Gran Torino. He would go to I would have to say Soyuz, or is it, if there's anyone else out there that would be like in water. I don't really know. As he would probably get like multiple from like multiple heroes and stuff like that. So he would go like a Soyuz, Froppy. As he would see Deku and his other girls saying, "Oh, you must be my new recruit heroes." He would ask what their abilities, their quirks, with quotation marks. So Froppy would say, "I have the powers of a frog." Izuku and the other girls say, "We don't really have quirks. We have more of powers." Says, "Well, what are they?" As he would radio, well, Izuku would radio set sail, as he hasn't seen him because it's like a foggy day, as they're out like in the middle of the sea, so of course, as Izuku and the rest of them would jump off, and what's the seal guy's name? I forgot his name. I was gonna say Seal Guy or something. Seal, Mr. Seal, yeah, Mr. Seal. Let's say, where did they go? As so you'd say, I don't know, as multiple ships surrounded them. And I want to say there was, like, what is it called? Cherry blossom around the ships. as they would drop and the fog would settle, as they would see they are surrounded by, if I remember correctly, two cruiser, two. So Prince Eugen is a heavy cruiser. Belfast is a light cruiser. Battleships, two cruisers, and multiple aircraft carriers. As they be surrounded, as on top of them would show someone the battleship Bismarck having, of course, Bismarck, and all of them as those ships back away and they see um four battleships and four aircraft carriers heading their way. As on the two frontal ships, or on one of the frontal ships, there was a person that controlled all of them. As they would see it's Izuku coming in. As I'm gonna say, Izuku wants to go ahead and have fun with them. As he would send out a single. No, I'm not gonna be a dick like that. I want to say a single fighter, no torpedo bomber. Sends out one torpedo bomber, launches it, and drops the torpedo in the water. As Mr. CEO would say, what did you drop in the water? As he'd see it's a torpedo, and he would say abandoned ship, but whenever it hit, it just dinged the ship and didn't do anything. The reason why it didn't do anything is because it was a dummy torpedo. Then they would say, well, we're gonna go to Hosu for a little bit to do some land activity, and they said okay. As of course they would go there, they would fight Stain, they would win. The reason Endeavor doesn't not get um the credit is because he did not there's no way to explain how big bomb size explosions came from Endeavor. And there was even aircraft in the air, so saying that it's Endeavor is not even truthful. So yeah, Izuku and his wives would be awarded it and put on newspaper news, and they become famous and stuff like that. I'm trying to make this my last part because I want to get this over in saying, oh well, we want to see her more and stuff like that. Well, I know some other what ifs I want to do that are going to be way better and a lot more traumatizing. I don't know. So yeah, Izuku would then fight. Let me see. Yeah, 15. Yeah, right there. They get credit, be famous. Then they would go to the forest. Now in the forest, this might be a long part. I don't know. The Wild Pussycats would try to push him in there, but whenever they got pushed into the air, Izuku would transform into his uh Japanese no yeah because yeah Japanese super carrier. As planes would fly and pick them all up, as they would ride across, as what's called her name, Vixie Pop or Pixie. She would try to use our Earth again to try to hit the planes, but whenever that happened, she tried to hit one, but it missed. But as soon as that happened, they're big bombers, so as behind them there are guns, so yeah, as Pixie would see the planes and try to hit them, of course miss, and then she would put up a wall, and then, well, not really put up a wall, she wouldn't know what's happening, and then gunfire is just laid upon her. As there's just machine gun fire, and they're all dodging shells after shell after shell. And she finally puts up a wall, and they're still going through because they're freaking over 50 cal. So yeah, of course that they all do it that night. They all do what they did in Cannes, stuff like that. The second night,
Kaga finally teaches. No, it's Akagi finally teaches Kaga what she meant by letting him be commander. She's more of the yandere, or the hmm. But towards the other one, she's fine. But towards women in his world, she will gut them like a fucking fish. Um,
Oh god, I don't want that the you're done. Um, Kaga Akagi had that night all to themselves with Azuku. As in the next morning, when the rest of the girls come to wake him up, they all see his foxtails in his ears with Akagi and Akaga's foxtails in ears. As of course they're all attached to each other right now, grabbing each other. As he would wake up and see them, as Deku would know, oh shit, this is not good. Because if those two get to do it, then it's them next. We're at school. Maybe we should do this whenever we get home. As Big Mark would say, you're dead man. It seems. As her guns would come in, as he would look and see them pointing at him, as he would run, and he would run, of course. I don't know, like what to put on. Like, I guess I like having this on sometimes, but of course, there's other pictures and stuff from the anime. That's a different reason. Yeah, I like the picture wood. Um, yeah, he'd start running, and there would be multiple gunfire like this. Mark, as I'm gonna say, about 3 hours passed, and he finally got back with her. And I'm not saying he isn't. No, yeah, he's tied up. More like he's chained up. Basically, what he had to do to get Bismarck off of him as the promise or one thing. And so what she made him do, he's in his soccer form. Well, he still has his tails on, but he has, yeah, he went into his German form, and he has also, yeah, he has that tail still. Not saying that he has the other ship on, I'm saying he still has the tails and ears on. And he has a collar around him that says property of Ironblood Bismarck. And when he goes in with it, and yes, it does have a chain on him. As of course he has a red cross on him. And I'm gonna make sure this happens to him because I want to make sure everyone knows this. Um, yeah, it's on his collar, and right on I want to say his right pec. It says property of Bismarck. And yes, she did make sure she put that on him. Uh, I hate it, but I love it. Then the whole thing happens. Bakugo gets taken. Then All Might versus All for One. That happens. All Might wins, and mm, that's Overhaul. Now they would go to I want to say the hero Mirako wanted them to join her agency for the raid, and when he accepted and the girls accepted, the girls saw another animal female. Kaganakagi looked at him saying, "Is there a reason why we were called here?" Saying, yes, she wanted us to do a raid with her and her team on a villain base. As they say, are you sure? Saying, yes. Trust me when I say this. I cannot betray you guys at all. Saying, And it's a why would that be? It's saying, I guess I haven't shown you this. Only me and Bismarck know about this one. As Bismarck would like give that just devilish glare, just glare and smile, just saying, "Yeah, you are." Saying, ugh. As he would take off his shirt, as on his right pec would say "Property of Bismarck" engraved into his skin, like tattooed or something. As Kaga Nakagi would say, "Why don't we put all our names on?" I say, maybe after the mission, please, not right now. As Mirko would say, well, your mission isn't until a week, so I wanted you guys to get up on the details, and then you guys can leave to do whatever you want. As they would go through the plans, and a week later, on his frickin' body, right pec Bismarck, left pec Enterprise, and on his abs below there, right below Bismarck is Prince Eugen, right below Enterprise is Belfast. Then Queen Elizabeth. On the other side is Akagi. Right next to Akagi, like right under Akagi is Akaga. Right under Queen Elizabeth is Nagato. Yeah. So yeah, it would work out like that. I was saying, God damn it. One person does it to you, and then they all want it. As they would do the raid on Overhaul, beat Overhaul, and that's the end of the Overhaul arc. Sorry guys, I went through this like so quickly. Like, oh wait, put more detail in or something like this. Do like a redo or something. I want to get to like a different what if because I've kind of lost that spark, and I just want to end it. I don't want to leave you guys off on like a cliffhanger or something like that for like over 2 weeks. So yeah, I guess bye, like, subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell.